Shalom Mashbaka. May peace, serenity, and prosperity be multiplied unto you all. Kalala ba Yahba Shema Mashak Yabasha. Barakatam Tawarawara. Halawaya. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. So I'm going to go to Psalms, chapter 119, starting at verse 17, and just expound on a few of these precepts for a quick lesson. Verse 17 reads, "Deal bountifully with thy servant, that I may live and keep thy word. Open thou mine eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law." So I'm going to stop right here at verse 18, where this precept of this meditation says, "Open thou mine eyes." This is a petition to the Most High from Malak Dawid. And he's saying, open his eyes that he may behold wondrous things out of the law of the Most High. So, just by reading this from Malak Dawid, we see that we really need to pay attention to the law, statutes, and commandments to see wondrous things, as mentioned here in verse 19. Continuing on, "I'm a stranger in the earth. Hide not thy commandments from me." So again, we're not supposed to be of this world. We're in this world, but we're not supposed to be of it. As Malak Dawid says here, he is a stranger in the earth. Hide not thy commandments from me. So we don't want the commandments of the Most High to be hidden from us. We want to know those commandments, so that way our eyes may see wondrous things and behold the secret riches of having such knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. Verse 20, "My soul breaketh for the longing that it hath unto thy judgments at all times. Thou hast rebuked the proud that are cursed. Thou hast rebuked the proud that are cursed. Thou hast rebuked the proud that are cursed, which do err from thy commandments." So what are we learning here in verse 21 of Psalms 119? We see here that the Most High rebukes the proud. And those who are proud are the ones who walk in folly of the commandments of the Most High. See, you can't be humble and not follow the commandments. I mean, just straight up raw truth there. We're seeing it here in our holy text. You can't be humble and not be following the commandments. If you're not following the commandments, that's an act of pride. And we know pride comes before the destruction. Continuing on, verse 22, "Remove from me reproach and contempt, for I have kept thy testimonies." So we don't want to have nothing to do with reproach and contempt. We don't want to be within profaneness in the eyes of Yah, right? We don't want to be workers of iniquity in the eyes of Yah. We don't want to be lawless in the eyes of Yah. Verse 23, "Princes also did sit and speak against me, but thy servant did meditate in thy statutes." So what is Malak Dawid saying here? He had adversaries. Welcome in, everybody who's tuning in. Welcome. Malak Dawid saying he had adversaries that spoke against him. They spoke evil of him. And what did he resort to? What did he resort to? I'll read it again, verse 23. "Princes also did sit and speak against me, but thy servant did meditate in thy statutes." So he's saying regardless of the ill speaking that he received from people of other magistraries, right? He says that as a result, he resorted to meditating in the commandments of Yah. Verse 24, thy testimonies also are my delight and my counselors. So we see here from Malak that we're supposed to make the testimonies, the law, statutes, and commandments, our counselors. We must delight in them. We must delight in them and make them our counselors. Hallelujah. Verse 25. My soul cleaveth unto the dust. Quicken thou me according to thy word. I have declared my ways, and thou heardest me. Teach me thy statutes. So we must be willing to learn these statutes, as we see here from Malak Dawid. We must be willing. We must be willing. Okay? We must be willing to know the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Abayah. Verse 28. Salakia. Verse 27. Make me to understand the way of thy precepts. So shall I talk of thy wondrous works. My soul melteth for heaviness. Strengthen thou me according unto thy word. Remove from me the way of lying. Remove from me the way of lying. Remove from me the way of lying, and grant me thy law graciously. So here we see Malak Dawid is still putting that emphasis on the law. He's still putting that emphasis on the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Abayah. Hallelujah. So it doesn't make any sense to despise the law. As we so commonly hear, unlearned folks speaking against the law of the Most High. Rebellious folks, reprobates, speaking against the law of the Most High. We see here through Malak Dawid, my ancient grandfather. We see through him how important it is. And remember, Malak Dawid was a man who was after the Most High's very own heart. Hallelujah. Continuing on. I have chosen the way of truth. Thy judgments have I laid before me. I have stuck unto thy testimonies, O Lord. Put me not to shame. So here we see through Malak Dawid that we can advocate and petition for the Most High not to bring us to shame if we're putting effort and we're diligently following his testimonies. Verse 31, I'll read it again. I have stuck unto thy testimonies, O Lord, put me not to shame. I will run the way of thy commandments when thou shalt enlarge my heart. Verse 33, teach me, O Lord, the way of thy statutes, and I shall keep it unto the end. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy law. Yeah, I shall observe it with my whole heart. Make me to go into the path of thy commandments, for therein do I delight. Verse 36, incline my heart unto thy testimonies, and not to covetousness. So I'm going to stop right there and emphasize on that. That's Psalms 119, verse 36. He says, incline my heart unto thy testimonies and not to covetousness. Boy, how many fools are running around this world full of covetousness? Covetousness is promoted heavily every day. It's promoted and people cleave to it. Covetousness was also spoken against by Abba Yah. Khan, yes, it's many people. We hear of covetousness every day. Every day we hear of covetousness. So, Mullah Dawid says here in verse 36, incline my heart into thy testimonies and not to covetousness. So we are not supposed to be coveting anything. We're supposed to be in desire of the testimonies of Yah. Continuing on, verse 37, turn away mine eyes from beholding vanity, and quicken thou me in the way. So vanity is another thing that's heavily promoted throughout Babylon and throughout all the other nations that have committed fornication with Babylon. Yeah, vanity. You can walk outside and behold vanity. Vanity is a deep spirit out here. That spirit of vanity on almost everybody outside, everybody and their mama. And guess what? That same spirit of vanity is getting folks messed up out here. Yeah. You know why? You know why? Because Hasatan was vain. Yeah, Hasatan was vain. We know that. We know Hasatan was full of himself. Hasatan gloried in his own beauty. He gloried in his own beauty when he had dominion within the kingdom of Yah. When he had stature in the kingdom of Yah. Right? That's why he got cast down and demoted to the position he is now. Nothing but a little old tack dog. Nothing but a vile, wretched attack dog is what he is now because of that vanity and that pride. Continuing on. Verse 38. Establish thy word unto thy servant, who is devoted to thy fear. Turn away my reproach, which I fear, for thy judgments are good. Behold, I have longed after thy precepts. Quicken me in thy righteousness. Verse 41. Let thy mercies come also unto me, O Lord, even thy salvation according to thy word. So shall I have wherewith to answer him that reproacheth me, for I trust in thy word. So we see here that when we are petitioning this type of action from the Most High, according to his word to be within the code, that we have the permission to ask for the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and the tongue to answer those who reproach us, those who are challenging us, speaking against us. The Most High will put the according word in us to answer them skillfully. Verse 43. And take not thy word of truth utterly out of my mouth, for I have hoped in thy judgments. Hallelujah. Verse 44. So shall I keep thy law continually, forever and ever, and I will walk at liberty, for I seek thy precepts. Verse 46, I will speak of thy testimonies also before kings. I will not be ashamed, and I will delight myself in thy commandments, which I have loved. My hands also will I lift up unto thy commandments, which I have loved, and I will meditate in thy statutes. All praises to the Most High. As I said, I wasn't going to be too long with this, so it's a quick little word that I wanted to post on here. So I hope everybody who listened was blessed with this word. May peace, serenity, and prosperity be multiplied unto you all. Shalom.